Over to Mr. Todd Jensen, who's already been introduced as an expert on the outsourcing industry. He'll be summarizing some of the global trends in outsourcing and where Pakistan in general fits into this, and then Dr. Shahbaz will take it forward on the province-specific initiatives that have taken place. Thank you.
Finally, we get to get cranking into some of these slides. I hope you're excited about that. I am. Really grateful to be here today. And let me tell you what we're asking you to do. We're asking you to evaluate the information for your own businesses, of course. But we want to get the word out that KP is serious about becoming an important outsourcing destination. And my background is in the outsourcing industry. I've been responsible for buying outsourced services from many different countries. I've set up operations and trained people and worked in operations in many different locations. I've worked in the popular big destinations like the Philippines, but I've also worked in some of the emerging economies in Africa and Central America and South America, some of these other places. So I'm convinced that Pakistan is ready to start stepping into that world of being one of the great outsourcing destinations. So let me walk you through what I've prepared, which is the story of outsourcing. Some of you, I sat at a table, this kind man over here, whose name I can't remember because I'm terrible with names, but we had a conversation. He's an expert in outsourcing. I'm sure many of you have some expertise. I just want to give you a quick sense from my perspective of where the outsourcing industry is, where it's going. The money is not slowing down going into the outsourcing industry. Notwithstanding what Donald Trump likes or dislikes, people and companies are continuing to outsource because it makes sense. It makes sense for economic reasons, but it also makes sense because the expertise to manage large internal operations projects is all in these outsourcing countries. So that's why they're all continuing to spend their money in this sector, and why that's not going to slow down anytime soon. This is a Deloitte survey that shows that interviewed CEOs from across many sectors. You'll see on one of these axes, you'll see all the different sectors that were interviewed, that were surveyed. And this is their assessment on who is outsourcing, and the next slide will be a little, and also whether they plan to increase or not. Pretty much every sector is doing some outsourcing. And most notably, the functions within those. Look at the IT and the legal, the tax, the HR, all of those functions in outsourcing, they're all planning to increase the amount of outsourcing that they're doing over time.